Please like and subscribe to Anything Agriculture. It is important that we continue to make good content for you. So if you like and subscribe, I can continue to do that. Thank you. Moles are everywhere, and they seem to be the bane of anybody who owns a lawn. I get asked all the time how to get rid of moles, and there are some very passionate people out there about how they get rid of moles. But first, let's understand the moles so we can understand how to control them. What are moles? Moles are not rodents. That's a common misconception. They are insectivores. They have an exclusive diet of insects and earthworms. Moles eat earthworms and insects. They do not eat bulbs, grain products, or roots. They often are blamed for a lot of damage in garden beds, but they only are searching for insects and earthworms. Contrary to popular belief, moles are very beneficial. They aerate the soil, they loosen compacted soil, and they allow water to infiltrate the soil, all creating a healthy soil environment. Moles eat insects and earthworms, and if you have a population of earthworms that are attracting moles, that means your soil is actually very healthy. Moles will also eat insects that could damage landscapes, so they can be very helpful in controlling other problems. Moles get blamed for mice and vole damage all the time, and that's because it's very easy to see mole trails and contribute all the other damage that you see from mice and voles. Mice and voles are the ones that eat grain products, that will dig up your bulbs and eat them, eat your roots. Moles do not do these things. Moles might be in the area, but they will not be destroying your plants. I think one reason moles get such a bad rap is because their mole runs are also used by other animals, such as mice and voles. And this gives them great access to all of your roots and bulbs and things that they've been eating all winter. And now you're mad because the moles, supposedly, had destroyed your crops or your landscaping or your lawn. But it's not. It's actually the mice and the voles. So mice and vole control might be more effective in saving your landscaping and your crops than actual mole control. The damage we generally see is in the springtime is because the moles are mating. Moles are actually a solitary animal, and there usually is only one or maybe even two in a given area. But during mating season, all of that changes. So you will wind up with more moles in an area because they're doing what moles do. If you have decided that you are going to take care of your mole issue, mole control is not easy and it takes a lot of patience and persistence. What works for moles? What works for moles is using mole traps. Harpoon traps or scissor traps, there's a bunch of different types out there. Killing the moles with traps is the only way to be 100% sure that you got the moles. Sometimes poison worms work, like a trepid worm, and this can work if they happen upon them and they are hungry and they can identify what it is. The problem is these mole poison worms don't move, and moles are very sensitive to movement in the ground. So sometimes they'll go right over them and not even know what they are. I say they sometimes work because if you've got a very hungry mole, they might go ahead and try and take a bite, but this is not your best option. The only way to be 100% sure that you're trapping moles is to be using mole traps. And knowing how to place the mole traps are the most important way to being successful in trapping moles. You're going to be looking at runways. These are tunnels that are frequented by moles. They're usually deeper and you usually don't see them. And they tend to be along straight lines like sidewalks or fence rows. Here is a great diagram that shows you what I'm talking about. So runways are mole tunnels that moles use frequently. These are often deeper and you don't even know that they're there a lot of times. Then what you see in your yard are feeding runs. These are tunnels that are used once and they are looking for earthworms or insects to eat. Placing traps on those runs are not going to be effective. You need to find the runways where the moles are frequenting. When we talk about mole control, there are lots and lots of things that have been tried and it does not work. And one of those is grub control. While a mole will eat a grub if it's in their way, they are not hunting for grubs. They are hunting for insects and earthworms. And that's why you see the tunnels the way they are. They're not hunting for grubs, so they're not going to go after them. So controlling grubs is not going to control your moles. Now, there is a call for grub control if you have a lawn problem. And I have seen where grubs have eaten all the roots out of the grass, and you could pick up the lawn like a carpet. But that is not where you have moles. Moles are there to eat insects and earthworms and grubs if they come across them. Please, 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 please do not put things like razor blades and broken glass, bleach, mothballs, gas, petroleum, pumping water into these tunnels, or any other chemicals. First of all, they don't work because a lot of times you're putting these things into feeding runs, which they're not going to be in. Poison gases, baits, ultrasound devices, or sonic devices, these are all wastes of money. They don't work for anything. Juicy fruit gum, hair. I've heard hundreds of things that people said, well, it got rid of my moles. Well, that's placebo effect because, yeah, there's only one or two moles that are actually living at your property. And yeah, they did not come back to that area. But I guarantee you that they're in their mole runs that are deeper in the ground. The problem with all of these homegrown remedies is that they can do some serious damage to the environment. They can contaminate your water. They can kill the beneficial insects. They introduce carcinogens, which are cancer causing agents to the environment. They can make pets sick. They can make kids sick. If you're using ground glass or razor blades, you can get hurt if you wind up digging that up for some reason, whether you're putting in a plant or a garden. These are dangerous things to do. Please do not do them because they do not work for mole control. So what do I do about all these feeding tunnels? You tap them gently and take care not to compact the soil. Please do not use lawn rollers. All that does is compact your soil. Thank you for watching, and I hope this gives you a better understanding of moles and how to manage them responsibly. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with others. We'll see you next time. I hope you found this helpful for your small farm homesteading dreams. And as always, please like and subscribe to Anything Agriculture so I can continue to make content that matter to you.